Hello, everyone. This is Keith Jackson, and welcome to Jack's Math Notebook. One thing about the rules of divisibility is that it makes division a whole lot easier to do. It really takes the guesswork out of division, especially when you know what to do. Now, let's take, for example, divisibility by 5, and then we're going to do divisibility by 6. But let's go back to divisibility by 5. And when we divide a number by 5, all it has to do, it has to have these two characteristics. It can either end in 0 or it can end in 5. And 5 can divide into those numbers evenly, as we'll see right here in these two cases. We know that 60 divided by 5 will give us 12, and we do know that 12 is 1/5 of 60, because again, dividing by 5 would divide a number into 5 equal parts. And the same can be true right here if we put a random number, let's say like 3015, and we know that the answer will be 603 when we divide 3015 by 5. And we know that 603 is 1/5 of 3015. All right, and so let's go to the divisibility by 6. And this is where it gets tricky for some students. But here's a good thing right here. Here are the characteristics that a number must have in order to be divisible by 6. And that is, can this number be divisible by 2 and 3 simultaneously? And here are some examples of numbers that can be divisible by 2. And let's take a look at the numbers that can be divisible by 2. Guess what? They're even numbers. Any even number can be divisible by 2. But let's see how it can be divisible by 3. Let us add up the digits and see if the digits add up to a number that can be divided by 3. And so if we take a look at 150, we can go 1 plus 5 plus 0, that's 6, and 6 is divisible by 3. 240 fits that characteristic as well, because 2 plus 4 plus 0 will give us 6, and 6, of course, as we said before, is a number that can be divided by 3. And as you go along the continuum here, the same can be true with these other numbers. And so let's take a number, for example. Let's take 1032, and it looks hardly like a number that can be divisible by 3. We know it can't be divisible by 2 because it's an even number, but let's check and see if it can be divisible by 3. And so let's count the digits and see what happens. So we got a 1 plus 3 plus 2. We know that 3 plus 2 is 5 plus 1 is 6. So let's test it. And so when we test it over here, we will notice that, yes, it can be divisible by 2 right here, giving us 516, because when you divide 1032 into two equal parts, guess what? You get 516 as one of those parts. And let's take that same number and divide it by 3. And here's what happens. When you divide 1032 by 3, you'll get 344. And 344 is actually 1/3 of 1032. All right, you have received some pretty good information. I wouldn't blame you if you need to pause the video just to test it out for yourself, or replay this video as many times you need to gain a deeper understanding of these two particular rules of divisibility. But with that in mind, please comment, share, like, and subscribe to Jack's Math Notebook for more content. Thank you and goodbye.